This video, I want to break down how to build an audience, even if you have 0 subscribers. I'm not going to waste your time. Let's jump into it. For a long time, I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I always kind of held myself back because I said to myself, I don't have enough subscribers on YouTube. I don't have enough followers on Instagram. I don't have enough followers on Facebook. But I always thought to myself, I can't do it without a following. And you're completely wrong. I'm going to break it down. I got my notes to keep myself organized because y'all know I like to ramble. And we're going to jump into the first one. Consistency over time. Let me tell you something. If you say to yourself, I don't have enough videos on YouTube, I don't have enough posts on Facebook, if you continue to hold yourself back, what do you think is going to happen? You have to create the content. You have to make the video. You have to be consistent. If you have to show up, the only way you're going to build a catalog is if you build a catalog. If you look back from, look at my first video. That video was last year. It's been almost a year and I did 200 videos. And at the time, I didn't have much subscribers. I had people that subscribed, like my friends, my family and stuff like that. But the only way you're going to get to this destination, and you got to think of the journey being, you got to think of the destination being the journey, figuring out how you're going to make videos, figuring out how you're going to edit. What are you going to talk about? How are you going to make it frictionless where you can create videos when you don't want to? Like I always talk about this, the 9 to 5 that got in the way. Myself, I got in the way of myself so many times. I would say, yo, this video I just recorded is terrible. I got tons of videos in my phone that I recorded with that I just didn't upload because I figured they were bad. You have to make the destination be the journey. Like you got to enjoy all of this, but consistency, I'm telling you, if you get anything out of this video, it's consistency. Doing it when you're tired, when you don't want to, when you think that you're not good enough. Think about coffee, right? There's tons of people who are passionate about coffee. There's tons of people who are passionate about camera lenses. Like, you got to understand something. There's tons of people who are authentic, but if you're not consistent enough to create the videos and show up for that audience, how will they find you? How are we going to build it? You have to be consistent. Anything you want to get immeasurable results, you got to be consistent. All right, let's move on to the next one. I know that's like so simple, but this is not easy, but it's simple. You put these simple steps into play, you'll be able to get these crazy results. And I am living proof. I'm telling y'all, trust me, just be consistent. Let's move on to the next one. Now, the next one is focus on your actions, right? Like, you got to think to yourself, if you make a video, make one video, and then you take 2 months to make another one, that's on you. That is your action. You're choosing not to make the video. If you're saying, I want to get better at camera, better at talking at the camera, you got to talk to the camera. You got to practice. It's just not going to happen. If you're saying, I want to reach this goal, but you didn't make the goal, but then you stop yourself, that's on you. That's your actions. You got to take accountability for what you give is what you get. If you don't do it, if you don't show up, what do you think is going to happen? You set a New Year's resolution. We're already in March, right? How many of y'all are sticking to your New Year's resolutions? You got to understand, a lot of people want to do this. The problem is just they're not consistent. I had to tell myself that, like, yo, I've been wanting to make videos. I'm 39. I wanted to make videos since I was in my early 30s or my late 20s, but I chose not to because I had doubt. I was in my own way. I kept saying, it's not going to work. People were telling me it wasn't going to work. But let me tell you something. You're your best detriment. I mean, your worst detriment. You will tell yourself something and you're capable. There's tons of people who are doing. There's people that make it happen. There's people that watch it happen. And what's that other one? There's people who don't know what's going on. And you are your worst enemy. You gotta just make the video. Stop, focus on what you're doing. If you didn't do it anyway. Make time to do it next time. Stop making excuses. You know what I'm saying? And I always say this, and I'm gonna use a random name as an example. Listen to me carefully. I don't care what Mike says. I don't care what John says. I don't care what Larry. I don't care what Tom says. Take accountability for your actions. If you have not done what you're supposed to do, like, what do you think is gonna happen? You're just gonna end up with 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. You gotta take a tally on what you're not doing and take action, corrective action on what you're not doing, y'all. All right, let's move on to the next one, y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking with me as always. And these are things that have held me back. Let's move on to the next one. It's just create without an audience. I started like I'll be honest, I started with nothing. I literally had friends, family, people who I knew like, yo, follow my my YouTube. And that's not smart because you want to build an audience, but create without an audience. Create when you have no viewers. This is gonna one train you or see if you actually want to do this. Going out and buying expensive gear with no audience, one, it's tough because you're going to spend money and you're not going to get a return on it. But if you're passionate about it, do it anyway. That's what I did. But create and say to yourself, you know what? Do I want to do motivational videos? Do I want to do reviews on products? Do I want to do vlogs? Do I want to, create when you have no one? Because when you do have people, you're going to be surprised. Let's say you get one subscriber. When I got my first subscriber, I'm not going to lie. It's corny, but I said to myself, yo, I'm on my way. I got one person who I never met that was in my comments saying, yo, I see the potential in you, bro. And I never forget that comment. I was like, yo, like someone I don't know is telling me that I can do this. And I want y'all to think about it that way. You got this opportunity. We're in the greatest time ever where social media can grant you access to making money, building relationship across the world, having an opportunity to work with brands, having an opportunity to leave a video diary for your family. Like this is amazing. And it's literally from your phone or a camera that's like the size of my hand. Think about that. Do it when you don't have an audience, because eventually you will, and that's over time. Time under tension gets results. Time under tension gets results. And I want you to understand that. You do something that's difficult for a long time, you'll eventually, kind of like a muscle, it will grow. You got to get those reps. Time under tension. Let's move on to the next one, y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Do me a favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe. We are on our way to 8,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Don't leave. We got more. Let's move on to the next one. Now, I know this sounds weird, but you want to document the journey. Document the journey. Now, hear me out. Every company or business has a quarterly roadmap where they're trying to achieve in the process. So let's say, for instance, you're creating videos and you're like, yo, I want to, and this is actually what I'm working on. I want to develop a website. I want to start doing coachings. I want to help people who are in this space that wants to kind of build and push past greatness and continue to motivate themselves to create a brand around themselves. That's my mission statement. Like that, I want to help people. I want to give back. I want to get better at talking in front of the camera. I talk about this all the time, while motivating you to actually get better at talking to camera. And this has honestly been the biggest joy. But document it. Like the next quarter, I want to do a website. I want to do a photo shoot to get photos on this website. And let's say, for instance, you want to start selling a service. You want to create a roadmap, document it, keep tabs on it, challenge yourself. Like you want to make X amount of subscribers or X amount of views you want to make. And it's okay to fail, right? But also document that. You know what? I didn't hit this, but I hit this. If you don't put yourself under this I guess not pressure, but give yourself a challenge, then you're eventually not going to get this increase or this goal that you may want to reach. And I know it sounds crazy, but document this. This is all part of your life. And, remember when you used to have, and probably still do, I still have photo albums when I was a child of my experiences and stuff like that. Document that, because then you can look back in a year and say to yourself like, yo, wow, like I actually achieved this goal, or wow, I fell short from this goal, but I'm still going to keep going because I see the process. You can see the growth. You know what I'm saying? Like I look back, I did last year around this time, I did a live stream. It was in February actually. And I said, you could look back at it. It was in February. It was, I was saying thank you to 200 subscribers, 200 subscribers. And I was in February and I was at 7,000. Like you guys use that self to gauge your growth. Document the journey, because then when you look back, you're going to be like, damn, I actually did this. I'm doing this. I'm making change. I'm seeing what's happening. I'm seeing my proverbial muscles grow on YouTube. Document it. It is the best way to show growth and develop opportunity within yourself, because you got to motivate yourself. Being in front of the camera by yourself and on this hill by yourself, it's hard. But if you document it, it will show that time and attention and how your muscles have grown creating on this channel. All right, let's move on to the next one, y'all. The next one is, and I'm gonna be honest, is find your voice. Listen to me very carefully. I know this is kind of weird, but you gotta feel me. At first, I was like, if you look at there's a lot of reflection here within myself in this video, so walk with me. If you look at my first few videos, I was talking a lot lower. I wasn't speaking with authority. I was nervous. I was moving the camera all around. I wasn't looking directly at the lens. That was so hard for me. You got to find your voice. I thought that I wanted to review products, and I'll still do that at some point. I may review products and brands and stuff like that, may reach out, and that'll come. I love tech, so that's going to happen. But then I realized I want to get better at talking to this camera. How can I get better at this camera and also motivate somebody? If I practice, I'm like, my voice is to motivate you, but also motivating me to improvement, and we can improve together. And I said to myself, this is what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to better myself. I want to be positive. I want to create a community of positivity. So that way, at some point, I could help someone who's starting out with their phone in their pocket and wants to create something, right? Find your voice. It could be anything, and you could spread this positivity all over the world. And you could also improve on yourself over time. All right, let's move on to the next one, y'all. The next one, and this is the last one, and this is huge. This is huge. I want y'all to really hone in. I want you lock in with me. Listen to me. You got to improve with every upload. I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult, y'all. Trust me. I've been there. But 1%, if you get 1% better, and I talked about this in a previous video, improve 1% every video, every upload, every time you're thinking about content and how you want to change. I was just having a conversation with my friends here about how, they took a break on creating content, but I said, listen, you want to change your family tree. You want to have a passion point outside of work where it's like, you know what, this is where I want to create content to better my life. Or also, I want to do something for fun. I want to be able to work and say, this is my job. You buy these cameras and you sit here and you never use them. And I'm not saying, listen, I love you. Listen, I love to see you put cat videos out. I would love to see you to do dog videos and post them on Instagram. But at the end of the day, what is your passion? If you want it to be a hobby, be a hobby. If you want it to be for business, let it be business. But you got to get at least 1% better. 1% better. I want to make sure the mic isn't cutting out and moving around. You got to get 1% better every time you get on here. And I know with these steps, you guys can get better every single time and grow a following. It doesn't take much. It's just consistency. It's simple strategy and planning and improvement and road mapping and showing up. That's all you need to do, guys. Listen, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe. If you made it all the way to the end, you are a GOAT. I'll see y'all on the next one. Implement these steps. Don't fool around, y'all. I'll take care of you. I'm serious. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Peace.